Hi friends, this is Dana Parker here, otherwise known as Dana Spirit Butterfly. It's been a while since I've done one of these particular videos, and today's video is a bit of a special edition considering what's going on. We've chosen a few cards. I'm going to work through the cards today, but also we're going to keep this pretty short. The energy forecasts of the future are no longer relevant, and this is because there's changes going on that shift the fabric of reality. And when there's such profound changes going on mental and heart levels, so the mind and the heart, then the grids of humanity have already shifted the future possibilities. So we are very focused on what is coming. And what is coming is created very much on what we're showing up to in the now moment. And so we're going to offer you a practice specifically today rather than doing an energy forecast in order for you to anchor yourself in the reality that's available here. We've been talking a lot on our videos because we've been doing, as you guys know, we've got social media going on, and so Facebook offers us a number of platforms to be able to offer live events. YouTube does too, but we haven't worked through that space just yet, and whether that's coming. The future isn't predictable, so we'll just focus on what's here now. But for the moment, the channels that we have been doing around this particular situation in this time period all suggests that we're in a time of profound change, and that profound change is offering so many an opportunity to create a new future. But of course, creating a reality that doesn't exist yet is very concerning for most people. And so we've just come back from this sense of self, or this sense of reality that predicted there being a fixed future. And so that meant that a couple of months ago, you had every reason to expect that the way that you were living your life and the choices you were making were leading to a particular destination. And the shifts have already been made. This coronavirus, or COVID-19 as it's being called, is shaping the very fabric of reality. It's rewriting our DNA, and also, of course, what's available to us. So if you've been locked in, if you felt shut down, if you felt disconnected and isolated, then we're really sorry. I'm really sorry. That's come up, and the Earth Mother was predicting this through our channels from last year, that there'd be a massive shift and that things would get easier. And interestingly enough, you could take the perspective that at the moment everything is easier because you have to focus on simple things. And focusing on simple things for some people is really challenging and really difficult. The Earth Mother was saying to me earlier in earlier channels that it's interesting that we are really resisting this idea that someone said to us, stay at home and take care of yourself. And if we look at this from the perspective of our physical bodies, we've basically been told, be with you, stay with you, live for you, take care of your physical body and take care of your health. And how much resistance do we have to simply doing that? This is a very good example. If you've been in lockdown and you've spent most of that time looking for things to do to occupy your mind so that you're taking care of yourself, then this is symptomatic on another level of your instability, on a mental level of being able to simplify your life and take care of really fundamental needs. And there's never been a better time than right now to acknowledge that you weren't taking care of yourself, you weren't taking care of your fundamental needs. And so if there's a message to come out of this experience, it's very much this message that we want to impart to you, that there's never been a better time than now to learn how to simplify your life and to take care of your fundamental needs. That you resist that is symptomatic of where modern society lies, is not symptomatic of how unwell you are. And so we've been working through our sister circles and various channels to bring ourselves back into this now moment, to lean into that which is available to us right now. If we look at it from a planetary perspective, there's never been a better time to do that. We are quite wealthy. We have a lot of things. We have a lot of substances. We have a lot of people in our lives. We all have connections. At the moment, the mind is in denial of these things. And so if you're currently really struggling with this time, with what's happening right now, we're asking you, please simplify things and come back to that which is available to you right now, and you'll do better. Things will feel easier and you'll be able to see clearly what is available to you moving forwards. Failure to do this, you will buy into the collective fear. You will feel a part of this trauma and this terror and this sadness and this devastation and this loss. And you can stay there if that feels right for you. We honor your experience, and we honor that many people have spent most of their time on this planet dishonoring themselves by valuing everything that's going on external, the money, the work, the circumstances and situations outside of your control. You've been focusing there. And this is in itself a sign of insecurity. This is in itself a sign that I don't feel safe. This is also exacerbating that feeling of insecurity and feeling unsafe, because when things like this happen, you feel that you have no resources. And this is technically untrue. You have a lot of resources, but you may have conditioned or been conditioned to block yourself from flow, to block yourself from energy, to block yourself from seeing clearly. So anyway, if you want a little bit more detail, if you want to learn a little bit more about how this applies to you, of course, one-on-one sessions are online. We've always offered them online, but now more of you might be open to that. We also want to extend a bit of a knowledge branch and say that if you can't afford the normal rates that I offer, and I really want you to be truthful with regards to this, with regards to yourself, because people like me, women like me, are usually earning significantly less than others in society. But that notwithstanding, if you cannot afford my fee, never ever let that deter you from reaching out and asking for assistance. If you genuinely need support right now, then you can have a conversation with me, and indeed with your local farmer, and indeed with your parents, and indeed with your siblings and loved ones. You can have a conversation with them and say to them, things aren't where I need them to be right now. I need a little bit of support. And have a conversation. Have a conversation. Having a conversation is not guaranteeing you're going to get what you want, but having a conversation says to the universe, that which you're a part of, that I acknowledge where I'm at. I acknowledge me. At the moment, I need a bit of assistance, and I'm not quite sure I can afford it, but I'm asking, and I'm surrendering to the greater oneness and trusting that there's going to be support there. Because in my own personal experience, and I can talk to you from personal experience, there's always something there that can be of value, that can support you and can be of service to you in this experience. And so I don't want to do the light and love stuff and say just think positive. You can do that if that works for you. In my experience, it only goes so far. And it goes further than just sitting in the excuses or the victim mentality or the part of you that says this is wrong, and stays there, chooses to stay there. But inside we all have a little child that probably hasn't been heard enough, and probably hasn't expressed her or himself, and probably hasn't been held by others to the point of feeling safe. And so for the moment, let me speak to that part of you that's a bit scared right now. And let me just say that there are options for you. There are people out there that can hold you and will hold you and will help you to find a steady standing in society. There are ways that you can reconnect, but it won't happen while you stay silent, and it won't happen while you sit there and suffer and just accept that you feel disconnected, alone and depressed. Acceptance is allowing yourself to acknowledge that you're not feeling great, that things aren't working well, that you need a bit of assistance. Acceptance also means acknowledging that you're not perfect, that you are human, that you have human needs, and that they may not be met right now. Being human is also quintessentially connected to this idea of feeling isolated when I'm not around other people, when I perceive myself as not being physically held, touched, spoken to, listened, heard. That human condition, we all suffer from that. But there's remedy, there's so many remedies. And we're going to offer one to you right now. And so if you feel a bit disconnected, a bit disheartened, or if you feel like you just want to feel a brief moment of connection, we're going to offer you a bit of practice. And we invite you to tune into this video anytime you feel you want that sense of connection, if it works for you. If it doesn't work for you, we can go even deeper with more opportunities, with healing and coaching practices. But for now, this is our offering for you. And so let this serve you if it does. And if it doesn't, tune in. Or even if it does and you want to go deeper anyway, you want to see how far this intuitive rabbit hole goes and how easily you can sit in your own room and develop and tune in to a sense of connection to a bigger picture and to a greater you, then jump online, check out the services that are available through my platform, but also through others. I'm not the only intuitive healer out there, but certainly I am available to you if that's something that aligns with what you feel you want for yourself. And so if you're ready, just going to wait until the helicopter drives on by. So much interference on the planet right now. So what we want to say just before we get into this practice is it's really important that you focus on you, focus on what's within your scope of influence. To do that, we need to recognize that not all things can be in control, that we actually have less control than we think. Control in itself is not available to us in the external world at all. It never has been. This situation has shown that to be true. But we do have control of our internal mechanisms to some extent that allows us to find a sense of peace and balance and reconnect. And so this is the practice we offer for you right now. And so if you feel like you're in a safe space or not, and you just feel like you just want to listen to the sound of my voice, you may do that and imagine yourself doing it. If you're on a train or what have you, you can just imagine yourself doing it. This will also have some flow-on effect. But if you are in a quiet place where you can be undisturbed and you feel safe enough to close your eyes, then please do so now. And so beginning the process of inhaling in through the nose, pausing for a little while and exhaling out through the mouth. And allow yourself just for the moment to inhale, pause for a little bit and exhale out through the mouth. As you continue breathing this cyclic breath, allow this cyclic breath in through the nose and out through the mouth to slow you down. Allowing each breath to go deeper, to fill you up with a little bit more. And pausing for that little bit more before exhaling out through the mouth. As you continue to breathe, tune in to that space between your lungs, that meeting point between the left and right of you, in the heart of you. And just breathe. Allow all senses of the external environment to melt away. And allow yourself to surrender to this feeling and safety that lies inside of you. As you breathe, you may perceive tightness or discomfort, or you may feel some resistance. You may feel some shifting of emotions, or you may start to feel a sense of clarity. Whatever comes up for you, continue to allow all of this to exist and to be right now as you bring your attention back to that center point between your two sides of your lungs and into the very heart of you. Allow all things behind you to just melt away. Allowing that to be there or not be there, but bringing your attention back to the center of you. And as you now begin the process of returning yourself back to the external world, acknowledge that you are here, that you have claimed a space here on the planet, that by being in life, you are allowed to be here. This is your space, this is your time. You are here, right here, in this now moment. As you bring yourself back into awareness, just notice what feels changed for you. Just notice the change, that's all we ask. And with this, we send our blessings and love to you. May you feel well, safe and protected. And may you allow yourself to feel vulnerable enough to reach out and ask for assistance and start having conversations about what you need. Asking is free. Allow yourself to receive in whatever way that comes. So be well. Kisses from Melbourne, Australia. Check us out. Dana Spirit Butterfly, www.danaspiritbutterfly.com or danaparker.com.au. Both will work now. All right. Be well. I hope to see you. Take care.